Hello, welcome to this tutorial about the Mac version of our application Auto Presentation Switcher. Auto Presentation Switcher is a Mac program and it's built on Catalina. It should be compatible with the latest release of OS, but for more info I must refer to our webpage or manual because that might be more updated than this video tutorial. There are several programs you can control using our app, and Keynote, PowerPoint, and PDF. And with PDF, you must choose between Google Chrome or Adobe Acrobat. And please note that Adobe Acrobat is the paid version of Acrobat and not Adobe Reader. If you want to use our app to control PDF using Google Chrome, there is an extension that you need to install. A link to this can be found in our manual. So just go here using Chrome and add to Chrome. And then there's another link. You actually need to copy this link in order to make sure that it opens in Chrome. And then it says allow files to access URLs. So now if you open this with Google Chrome, you can see that it has this extension because this puts it to full screen. This is the proof that the extension is working. There's one more thing that you really should do if you are working with PDF. Now, if I double click this now, it's kind of silly because it opens in Paint, and that is really not so nice. In order to change the default PDF application, you must go here to Get Info, and down here, go here from Paint. Maybe it was my daughter who did this. And then use Google Chrome if that's what you're using with our app. That will make life easier. So now you change all the PDF to open with Google Chrome by default. So when I push this now, double click, it will open in the correct program. We have a little preferences menu and it can be found here. And it only deals with PDF. Because for PowerPoint and Keynote, you can just use the settings that's already in the menu of the program. So for example, with PowerPoint, you can use this menu to decide which monitor you will display your presentation. And we have created the same for PDF, but we call it PDF screen. So in our case, we will use screen number 1, and it will make sure that when you use the shortcuts, it will only display the presentation in this screen. This control program is the program we are using to control PDF. If you only have one of them installed, then you cannot choose it. But because I both have Google Chrome and Adobe Acrobat, I'll choose Google Chrome for this tutorial. So now we are going to test the program, and we open our first file, and we use our shortcut Alt plus uparrow. Now the first thing you notice is that you get this permission window, and it wants you to control Google Chrome. For now, we'll just use OK on all of them. So why do we need to tick all these boxes? It's because our app wants to control your Mac in different ways. For example, we need to control these programs, PowerPoint, Keynote, etc. And for that, we need automation permission. And we need to access the files and folders when we are opening and closing them. And accessibility allows us to control the keyboard. For example, when you put files in full screen, we sometimes use the keyboard directly. The permissions can be found here in the System Preferences, Security and Privacy. And you can see here that our program is allowed with accessibility. And the files and folders, now it's only using the desktop. And the automation, all these programs are automated by our app. If you accidentally push deny on any of the boxes, what will happen is that this will not be ticked. So we can always go here and check that you have the permissions that you need. And this is one of the first places I would look if you're having a trouble with our application. Put all the presentations you want to display in one folder, then sort them alphabetically or numerically. In this example, we have used the time of the day as the sorting method. But we could also use letters or just numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4. Our sorting method is exactly the same as used in Finder, so when it's correct here, it will be the same when you display the presentations. Now everything is prepared and we are ready to use the shortcuts. First, let's try Alt plus up arrow. This will put the current presentation in full screen. And now if you remember, we have the settings for PDF, which says that this presentation here will move to the other screen when you do the shortcuts. So now it's displayed on the other screen. And it's the same for PowerPoint and Keynote. But here we use the settings that's in the slideshow settings. So Alt plus up arrow with the PowerPoint will look like this. Now let's move on to the most important shortcut, Alt plus right arrow. Here we have John's presentation, and when you are displaying it, we can use the shortcut to move to the next presentation. So let's see what happens. The next one is displayed. And you can also go back by using Alt plus left arrow. It mirrors the previous shortcut. And then we have the Alt plus down arrow, which for Keynote and PowerPoint will only work when the presentations are in full screen. So let's see what happens. It will open the next, but not display it. And for PDF, it works even if it's not in full screen. It's worth mentioning that the shortcuts only works with that presentation which is in window focus. With PDFs, this can be an issue, but not with Keynote and PowerPoints, because usually when the presentation is displayed in full screen, then the presentation will react to keyboard. But let us say we have this PDF presentation, it is displayed in full screen, and then you accidentally push somewhere else on your screen. Then it will no longer react to shortcuts. So what you need to do then is either to push the icon here or to push within the presentation itself to make sure that you can use the shortcuts. Thank you for watching this tutorial. For more information, please go to our webpage presentationtools.com, where you can download the program and download the manual. Thank you.